Hi, I'm back again. So here we are at my sewing machine. Sorry, it was really bright in here, but I will try and get the camera shot so that you can actually see what I'm doing. So here is a huge pile of headbands that I have already prepped. So let me give you an idea of what I do. So using the pattern which has already been supplied, you cut out your rectangle. You sew it down the one side, you turn it inside out, or right side out rather, should I say, and you give it a press so that your seam is sort of in the middle. It doesn't matter if it's not perfectly in the middle, but if it is, that's great. Then what I do is I've changed how I work. I now put my button on first. You can either do this on the sewing machine, but then I suggest you glue the backs of your stitches because otherwise they tend to come off, the same as they do if you buy ready-to-wear items, or you sew them on by hand. I tell you what, it's hard on the fingers though. But I've got those buttons on now, and as I said in the pattern, I've changed that now from 2 inches below the edge to now being 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters because they were a little high. They work still, but they are a little bit high. So once I've done all of that, I've got a huge pile. I can do that when I'm sitting on my bed, in the garden, whatever. That's lovely. I've got this to the stage. Now all I do is take a piece of elastic, which I've cut to the correct length, and I'll just use this as a demo. This is a piece of knicker elastic or lingerie elastic that I use to make underwear and teach underwear and things like that. But literally anything will work. And this, if it's soft, it's better, but it's not essential. You know, it's nice to have soft elastic, but if you haven't got soft elastic, then okay, found a grey one here next to me, which is already pre-cut. So I'm going to use that one. So that's already cut to 8.5 inches, and that's in your pattern already. So all I do is take that and I place it onto the end of my work like that. Any way around, doesn't really matter. First thing I then do is I fold one edge over it. By the way, you want the button side now facing you, don't you? So the elastic goes on the right side. You fold that over, so you've got one fold. Then you fold it back down, so you've now encased your elastic in your little tube, and it's sticking out here a little bit. The first thing I'm going to do now is go straight to my sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch a centimetre seam allowance. And I do mine quite strong because that way, A, it's not going to come out, and B, my needle is back where I want it at the edge of the work. So I've now sewn one end. I now take my elastic and I grab the other end. I don't take it off the machine. This is how it all speeds up a bit. And I place it over onto the edge, lining up the edge of the elastic with the end of your band. Make sure your elastic isn't twisted when you do this. I then repeat what I did with the other side. I fold it up. So whatever you did on the other one, if you folded it down first, you do down first. If you're folding up first, you fold up first on the second side as well. So I've folded it up, and now I fold it down, and I've now got a little sandwich with the elastic in between. I don't cut my threads off my machine. I simply take it back over to the machine. I raise my presser foot a little bit, and I continue without cutting 5 times in my case until I'm back at the edge. So now I've done one, and I leave it attached to the sewing machine so it goes a little bit quicker. So I'm going to use another one here. I'm going to take this one. Here's my elastic, line it up to the top edge, fold it, and this time I'll do it down first, then I fold it again so it's in covering up my elastic. I've now got a little tube. Take it to the machine, lift up the presser foot, pop it back down without cutting the threads off. Backward and forward until that's covered. Grab my end of my elastic and the other end of my headband, place it on there, This time I'm folding it down first and then up. So I've now got it encased again. I do a turn with it so I can put it under the presser foot, and I sew again. Now, depending on how many you've got, you just keep doing that without taking it off the machine. But I'm going to take it off the machine now just to show you what I've done. So I've got this long chain, and that's what we call chain piecing in quilting and patchwork. So there I've got the one that I just did, and I'll snip off this one. Here's the other one I just did, and I just snipped the elastics. So there, that's what you want to land up with. Now the final thing you do is you trim the ends if it's necessary. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes they're a little bit scraggly, or you've made the seam allowance too big, which be careful of because you don't want the headband to be too small. So I've trimmed off the ends, and then I simply put my finger into, that sun is really bright, isn't it? I put my finger in behind the elastic and I pull down so that my button then pops out and my elastic is now on the right side. And I repeat that on the other side. So I put my finger in, or my thumb into there, and I just flip it over so that the button comes through, and I give the elastic a nice firm yank. Voila! You have one completed headband. Now you do not need to stitch along here again, because it's A, extra work, but B, if you've done your stitching 5 times backward and forward, that is plenty strong enough. You do not have to do anything else. So that is one completed headband. So what we do is we take it off the machine, we trim off any horrible ends, otherwise they are going to show through. Even if it is on the wrong side, we do want to be looking nice. So you put your finger in behind the elastic where you've made your sandwich, and you simply pull so that your elastic is now on the right side, and you repeat that with this one as well. And I love it. Okay, so you know what? As a teacher, I'm always brought down, hoist with your own petard. So you will find in my instructions a page at the very end which says, make sure your elastic isn't twisted, or that you've put your band so that the seam is not on the top. Well, there you go. I'm going to demonstrate live for you how, after 50 years of sewing, I still make mistakes constantly. So you can see I've twisted my elastic. Look here. So that is not flat. It comes over and it's stuck there. So whoever gets this headband, my apologies. It will still work and it will still be comfortable, but it will not be my best piece of work. So there we have it, everybody. Let me get on, do some more chain piecing. I have another 40 to do here in the most glorious colors. I mean, seriously, who wouldn't love a headband in these fabrics? Look at this one. Anyway, let me get on with it. Stop wasting time. I have got scrubs to make today. So I've got lots of scrubs to do. So let me just say hi, get you back up here. So oh my goodness, look at the state of me in the sunshine. Anyway, there's no time for nice hairdos and all of that when you've got this much to do. So I want to say thank you to every single one of you who is helping us make these headbands. Not just the headbands for Heroes UK, but also for scrubs. And I'm part of that movement as well, and I'm just so blessed. And I really do believe that everybody, as Christine, one of my friends, said, I have been teaching them to sew the last 2 years. Their time is now. You know, they can do things for the community and for themselves that they've never been able to do before because of the skills that they've learned. And those skills are a gift that were given to me to pass on. And I'm so happy that I've been able to do that. So I am blessed to be a blessing to others, and my skills are for such a time as this. So have a fantastic day, guys. Be productive, but be safe, and happy sewing, happy crafting. God bless. Bye.